Today, I will present the exact onboarding process I use to onboard my clients as an AI partner. Onboarding is one of the most crucial steps because it's the first professional contact you have with your clients once they decided to work with you. This onboarding process will decide whether your client works with you for years or stops after just 3 months. So listen closely to this video because onboarding is often the most overlooked step in service-based businesses. And make sure you stay until the end because I will give you an additional onboarding blueprint you can use for your own clients. So if you want to run a successful business as a coach, consultant, or in most of your case as an AI partner, you need to have a bulletproof onboarding process. Onboarding is the first contact you have with your clients, and as we all know, first impressions matter the most. So you need to treat onboarding with a lot of importance. If your client has a bad experience at the beginning, the rest of your service is going to be biased. Your clients will see the rest of your work as bad, even if the only thing you lacked was seriousness during onboarding. On the other hand, if you have a clean onboarding process, your client will start the partnership the right way and stay positive throughout the collaboration. And this brings us to a very important point. The way to make the most money as an AI partner is to accumulate clients and keep them for as long as possible. One thing I never liked about classic AI businesses is that you sell an AI solution to a client because they want to thrive in the AI era, but once the product is delivered, the collaboration often stops there. And that doesn't make any sense to me. AI is evolving every week. Implementing something once and leaving will not help a business thrive. They need constant help, they need to evolve with the technology, and that's the whole point of the AI partnership. The idea is to help clients in the long term, and the reason why I'm explaining all of this is simple. You won't have a long-term client if your onboarding process isn't seamless. So now let me present my onboarding framework and explain how you can copy it for your own AI partnership. My onboarding framework is a simple 3-step process: alignment, infrastructure, and trajectory. Alignment is where you make sure you're on the same page with your clients and define things like goals, KPIs, reporting systems, and expectations. Infrastructure is the stool stack onboarding. This is where you set up things like Slack channel, an Asana workspace, or Google Drive. And finally, trajectory is a kind of initial direction, a plan of action for the next steps. Most people see onboarding as simply creating tool accounts or workspace, but onboarding is much more than that. Onboarding is about starting the engine, and that's why things like trajectory are essential. So now let me dive a little bit deeper into each of the 3 steps of my framework so you can reproduce it with your own clients. Let's start with the first step, the alignment. As an AI partner, your role is essentially to make sure your clients thrive in the AI era in the long term. Your mission is that your client doesn't have to worry about AI anymore. If they have a question, you answer it. If there's a new opportunity, you present it. Your role is to be their long-term partner. But for that, you need to make sure you align on how you work together. Clients have different needs and different ways of working, and you need to adapt to each of them. There are 3 main parts to alignment. The first part is the North Star, which is the vision of your clients. What are they actually expecting from AI? From experience, it's always one of 5 reasons. It can be KPI driven, meaning they want to actively save time or make money. It can be an AI product, meaning they want to start selling AI products in their business. For example, a marketing agency that wants to create AI ad creatives. It can be the fear of falling behind, so they simply want to implement AI to stay in the race. It can also be to explore. That means your client simply wants to see what's available in AI for them, but they don't necessarily want to implement it. And finally, AI for branding. Some clients want to be able to say to their clients or competitors that they're using AI. These are the 5 main North Stars businesses usually have with AI. It's crucial to understand their vision because your solutions and your way of working will change depending on their needs. Now, the second part of the alignment is the rhythm. The rhythm defines how the partnership will operate. This includes pacing, reporting systems, and checkpoints. Pacing is how often you update the clients. Some clients don't want weekly updates, while others want constant communication. Understanding this is crucial if you want to become the perfect partner for them. And it also helps you adapt your partnership fee. Then comes the reporting system. Do they want Loom videos, Slack messages, a Notion page, a PDF, or calls? This needs to be defined early. And finally, checkpoints. This is how often you review the partnership globally. Usually it's going to be monthly or quarterly. The last part of the alignment is KPIs. Regardless of their vision, KPIs matter. Even if a client only wants to explore AI or is afraid of falling behind, you still need metrics. Classic KPIs include time saved and cost reduction, but you can also track more specific ones like output per employee or customer satisfaction. You also need a tracking system and a baseline so you can measure growth over time. I will probably make a video soon about tracking system and KPIs, so make sure you follow for that. Now, the second step of my onboarding framework is infrastructure. Once you clearly understand what your clients want from the partnership, you can set it up. I usually keep this very simple. You need a project management tool, a communication channel, and a shared drive. For project management, I use Notion with smaller companies that are less rigid, and Asana for companies that need more structure. For communication, I mainly use Slack, but with smaller companies, I sometimes use WhatsApp. And for file sharing, the simple answer is Google Drive. This step is what most people think of when they think of onboarding. But to me, onboarding is more than just setting up tools. I will give you more details on infrastructure inside the blueprint I've prepared for you. This video is here to give you a new vision on onboarding. The technical setup is covered in a resource. So now let's move to the third and final step, the trajectory. Once you understand what your client expects and the infrastructure is set up, you need to create momentum. At the end of onboarding, your client should feel excited and impatient to start the partnership. Trajectory exists to create that momentum, to start the engine. After the setup, your client is waiting for one thing: action. They're waiting for results. This step shows them that results are coming soon and that the partnership is officially starting. It's essentially a small plan of action. I don't call it a roadmap because the AI roadmap is a separate deliverable I use later in my services. So I call this the trajectory to avoid confusion. The trajectory has one main purpose: to launch momentum and show the client that progress will be fast. In practice, this often starts with planning the AI audit. So that was my onboarding process. Now it's time to give you the promised blueprints. But before that, here's what you need to take away from this video. Onboarding is your first contact with your clients after they decide to work with you, and the length of your partnership is directly affected by how good your onboarding is. If onboarding is bad, your client will have a biased view of you, and the rest of the partnership will suffer. So onboarding is a crucial step. In one sentence, if you want to perform good onboarding, make it seamless, understand your client's needs, and adapt to them. And that's what I want you to take away from this video. Now, let me give you your blueprints. I've created a complete resource with additional tips and real experience on onboarding as an AI partner. You will find it inside my free community, The Shift. The link is in the description. And that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.